What do we have for Capricorn, please? Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy at the foundation of the reading, Cap. Cap, for the past 24 hours leading up to this reading, I've been receiving the downloads that I needed to deliver to you. And I tell you, every time I've looked at the clock or seen any numbers anywhere, there's been a 1 and a 4, which has several meanings. But the one that I found that seemed to really stand out to me, that I felt was most relevant to what I'm picking up for all of you, was the message of salvation and liberation. It's an energy of release. You're very much in this energy of forward thinking right now. You're also in an energy where I feel right now, Cap, you're planting the seeds for your future. So basically the way everything looks right now is what you're going to begin getting more of. I also feel that the entire collective is in a very powerful portal of manifestation right now. So look around. Who's around you? Where are you? How do you feel? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Whatever that is, you're going to get more of. So if there's things that need to be changed, well, I highly recommend you begin doing that right now. There is no more time to waste, Cap. And that has been the theme that has been weaving through all of the readings right now. Now's a time to be pushing forward. Now's not a time to be succumbing to the resistance. All of you have been putting a plan in place that has led you to this very moment. That vision that you hold for your future is being nurtured right now, Cap. The work you start putting in will get you closer and closer to your rewards. Also, write down your visions in detail. Some of you need to journal or make a manifestation board. And journaling is just, to me, there's many different ways you can do it, but I look at it as more of like a business plan for your ideas, right? But some people also use journaling as a way to just get thoughts, words, feelings, emotions down on paper. But whatever it is that you choose to use it for is up to you. There are no rules. But the whole idea right now is to start getting all of this out of you and look at it staring back at you. There is no single tool more powerful than manifestation than some of these things I've mentioned. There's no special magic. There's no course you need to take. You basically just need to make a business plan around your visions, your ideas. That's it. And every single one of us is capable of doing that. It can also be seen as a way to organize your ideas. I myself have so many different ideas and projects that I'm trying to work on simultaneously all the time. I constantly need to reestablish my ideas on paper. I do it all the time, multiple times a week. But whatever the case, Cap, you need to start taking your visions and ideas seriously. You need to start making them official. I'm feeling a very structured, business-oriented energy surrounding all of you right now, because I feel that you're moving into the next phase, which is going to see all these visions start to materialize in your waking life. Now's a time of visualization, Cap. Oh, I'm excited to see what this is. Hermit. Wow. Magician next to Hermit. Now's the time of visualization is spot on. The divine is working with you right now, Cap. It's very important that you're also nurturing this connection through meditation, listening to your intuition, following this inner guidance, and any questions that you need answers to, you need to take it to the divine, take it to God, as a means to further understand the blueprint that they're trying to download to all of you right now. I feel a massive awakening taking place inside the Capricorn collective. A lot of you also need to get into a place of solitude, hermit mode. This is the necessary process of bringing your manifestations to full realization. You must go into hermit mode. You need time to hear yourself think without distraction, because I feel a lot of you right now are being bombarded from all angles with distractions. Picked up a similar energy in the Libra reading. You're being encouraged to take time listening to the divine speak to you, which is what you're going to do in this hermit mode, in this solitude. And remember, Cap, your angels are as loud as your willingness to listen. Right now, you're in this energy where you're really creating your own universe, Cap. You've been put in the driver's seat of your life in a way that you never have before. I just heard high manifestation. Okay, so again, reiterating what I picked up at the beginning of the reading. The way you feel, the way you think, the work you're putting in now, however this shows up for you, what you're surrounded by, who's saying what to you, all of this matters right now. It's as if your universe is going to be made up of all of these things moving forward. And we did pick up when Venus was in retrograde that this is the energy that all of you would be entering into. That's why that Venus retrograde was all about going in and working on all these little details of your life that you'd been putting off or you'd put on the back burner, so to speak. Understanding that if you're still in that toxic relationship, well, chances are moving forward, if you don't do anything about it, you're going to be in that toxic relationship heading into the future. See, the divine is here to deliver these manifestations to you now. Everything you've been asking for, it's here now. But there's certain key ingredients that you need to be able to access these manifestations, these blessings. There has to be sacrifices. And the sacrifices are always going to have to do with the things that don't serve your highest good so you can access these blessings moving forward and do your duty in this life cycle. Right now, you're under direction with your higher self. Your higher self is trying to help you behind the scenes get through any complex situations you may be dealing with. But you also have to meet your higher self halfway. Some of you are still in some toxic entanglements, and I can't really tell you how important it is that you do something about this immediately. There is no more time to waste, unless, of course, you just want more of that in your life, Cap. What is it that you really want? Most of you know exactly what you want and you're going for it. But there are some of you, like any other zodiac sign or any other person on this planet, there's always going to be some people who know what they want, but their daily activity does not reflect that. I'm picking up on a few of you. So I'm here to try and encourage you to really break out of that mindset. Start believing in yourself. You can do better. You can be better. You need to have more faith. This is what this is all about. Sometimes we get so entangled in these karmic cycles, these toxic patterns with these individuals in our life, behavioral patterns, addictions, that we start to lose faith. We can't even imagine that there could be anything better for us out there. We essentially feel like we don't deserve any better. But that's all a part of the programming. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Oh, wow. Follows what I just said perfectly. Chariot at the solar plexus. Chariot's all about willpower. It's about victory, pressing forward. Solar plexus is all about your self-confidence. And then we have the Seven of Cups energy, which is what some of you are dealing with right now. There's this energy of resistance, confusion, illusion at the heart chakra, holding on to things that don't serve your highest good, blocked heart chakra energy. You're being called to regain power in your life, Cap. Take that power position. Take the steering wheel, so to speak. A lot of you are breaking out of some sort of programming and conditioning. This is really what I'm feeling here. This is a revolutionary kind of energy, revolutionizing your reality, how you show up in the world, realizing how powerful you are and what you're capable of. You know, I compare spiritual awakening and ascension to you realizing that you're a superhero, because it's usually during spiritual awakening and ascension that you realize you're capable of a lot more than you ever even thought, and that all those dreams, all those true heart's desires are not fantasy at all. In fact, they're calling you from within, trying to remind you who you are. But our reality, our everyday life, living inside the simulation, inside the matrix, wants to tell us that there's nothing really significant about us, wants to keep us indoctrinated into a lie that does not serve our purpose and highest good, and does not allow us to get into mission and fulfill our destiny. There's a force in this universe, a dark force, that will stop at nothing to keep you from waking up to how powerful you are. What do we have at the throat, please? The world. Wow. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy. There's a major cycle, like I said, Cap, ending in your life right now. There's a portal open for you, and you're being called to start heading in this direction. It's time to step out on faith and take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on these dreams. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and the world to gain. For a lot of you, or well, for anybody really, people are scared of taking this path because they're afraid of losing some sort of stability or something material, something that can't go with you when you leave this density anyway, right? So that just tells me there's a redirection of focus that you need to have here. You need to be focusing on, I just heard, your energetic legacy. I don't know if I've ever said that before. Leaving a legacy behind, an influence, being of service. See, this is when we get the real stuff, the real abundance. This is when we align and calibrate with the universe, and the universe just makes sure we're provided for. What I'm getting for all of you Cappies is some sort of legacy kind of energy. A lot of you are supposed to be doing great things here, and this is usually why the resistance is so strong that you feel in your life, why you feel so beat down. I always try to give that message as much as I possibly can because it's so incredibly important that everybody understands that the more you feel beat down by life or whatever situations you're dealing with on the day-to-day basis, I truly feel the bigger the calling for you, because that sure does seem like a lot of time being invested to keep you stuck. And I speak from experience on this one, Cap, so I do understand how this goes. The more beat down you feel, the chances are the bigger the calling, but you need to answer, Cap. A lot of you have just been letting the phone ring. Divine's trying to call you. You're too distracted by the everyday grind or that toxic person, whether it be romantic, a friend, a family member, all of it. It's all been meticulously crafted to distract you from taking that call. You came here on a mission. When you got here, Cap, it's as if life happened and you forgot. But that's all our story, isn't it? We've all walked that path. It's all a part of the path. We're supposed to forget. The Divine knew we'd forget, which makes our odds on waking up to the truth and the mission very slim. Now, what sort of divine soldier would take a mission like that? Only the best, most experienced, and the most reliable. There's an energy of accomplishment here, Cap. This is waiting for you. The portal's open. You're waking up to what you came here to do. Now's the time. There's no more time to waste. You don't need to know all the details. You just need to know enough to get moving. What do we have at the third eye, please? Oh, wow. You just need to know enough to get moving is exactly right. And what do we get? The Fool. Stepping out on faith. This is what this is all about. Trust and believe, which, let's face it, is the absolute hardest thing to do in this day and age. Trusting and believing and having faith in something we can't see. Almost seems like a sick joke, doesn't it, Cap? 5 years ago, Cap, if you would ask me to trust and have faith, I would have been weary, until I was forced to a place in my life where I had nothing but hope and faith that God, the Divine, would help me get through the complexities I was facing in my life. I got to the point where I had ran out of all other options, so I just gave it to God and just said, well, whatever will be, will be. I surrendered completely, stopped fighting, and then I got to the other side. It was, looking back now, it was like magic. And now my trust and faith cannot be wavered. I've seen the Divine work in my life, and it had to go down like that because a part of my mission is to help all of you find that faith and trust in the Divine, that the Divine is working in your life. I feel like the Divine used me as a guinea pig. It was like my boot camp, so I could sit here and tell all of you that it's very real. A lot of you are dealing with complexities in your life right now that you don't know how you're going to get through. But all I can tell you, Cap, is that all the miracles take place through complete surrender. And as difficult as that is to do, it is really the only way through these obstacles that you're facing in your life. There's a whole new beginning waiting here for you. But you need to take a chance on the Divine, on God. This is the only way out, Cap. 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the crown. Everything is culminating to this point. There's an energy of security and stability trying to come through for you. And I was talking about in one of the readings recently about us being down here is like being behind enemy lines. And it's very hard for us to hear the voice of God and the Divine, which is why we need to have faith. That despite all of these obstacles and illusions and this programming that we face in our everyday waking life, we must always hold on to that faith and the whole mission statement to begin with, why we came here, so we lose track of the whole entire plan. But it's like we're down here and we have these staticky CB radios and we're trying to communicate with the divine and they can barely get messages through to us, right? And that staticky CB radio, that can even be an example of our intuitions constantly being bombarded, messages breaking up, distorting, getting bits and pieces of things, trying to put it all together. I think in this particular reading, I was talking about how when we're around these really low vibrational people that are not for our highest good, they have a way of creating more interference with those messages that come through the CB radio. It's like they're giant magnets for this very low vibrational energy, and it just completely blocks out the messages coming through from the divine. And that's really just an example of all the toxicity that these individuals bring into our life that disrupts us from taking time out to reconnect with source, recalibrate, realign, and remember, right? There's so many depths to what I'm picking up here, Cap, but I feel as though you get the gist of what it is I'm putting down here for all of you. Each and every one of you is down here fighting a war. Now, it may not look like a literal war, but in spirit, it's one of the most violent wars that you could possibly ever begin to imagine. There's so much at stake here, Cap, and you're so incredibly important to the cause. But the one thing that will protect you at all times is your faith. That even though we can't see and we can barely hear the voice of God, the divine, our headquarters, our real family, there's a force working behind the scenes for us. We're behind enemy lines, Cap. Once you start understanding it, or thinking about it rather, from this perspective, it starts to make a little bit more sense. What do we have at the foundation, please? The Lovers, Zephyr. For a lot of you, this is a really toxic connection that you're in. It can also be related to family and friends, though. Whatever the case, it's just an energy of discord. This is representing that energy of disruption, the interference. This Lover's card, which I read in its negative polarity, is an energy of miscommunication. It just makes me think about you trying to communicate with the divine and all the lines have been crossed. There's this interference. There's static. You're getting bits and pieces of these downloads. These karmic cycles that you're engaged in, it's making it worse. You see, when you eradicate these energies from your life, and I actually went through exactly this, the voice of God and the divine becomes very clear. And that in and of itself should be a really good gauge for you to determine where the energies that you're entertaining sit on the vibrational scale. Do you feel disconnected from the divine and God when you're around these specific energies? Can you still hear God's voice? Do you feel your faith dwindling out? Do you feel a lack of enthusiasm to go after your true heart's desires and dreams? Or do you feel like it's time to just hang it up? I've been through all this, Cap. Now, if somebody wants to come into my life, there's many rounds of testing that I implement because my connection with the divine is not something that I'm willing to sacrifice for another individual. It's the most important thing to me. There's nothing more important than being able to communicate with headquarters. You start to see that looking back at all the times in my life when I relinquished that connection unknowingly to entertain a toxic individual in my life is absurd to me now. I look back and I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't awake. This is the same for all of you. These individuals are assigned to you, Cap, to make sure that you don't complete your mission. The complexities of life in this war go beyond what our minds can even possibly conceive. It's like a computer program running. It's like we're in a video game. See, they want us to be NPCs, non-player characters. They don't want us making decisions for ourselves, right? For those of you that don't know, NPCs are the characters in video games that you can't be, right? That you can't control. The system controls them. See, they want everybody to be an NPC because then you're not a threat. What do we have at the sacral, please? Four of Pentacles, Valfor. Capricorn energy at the sacral. There's an emphasis here on money, Cap. This could be debt. This could be people trying to hold you back based off of something financial. There could be something here material that's holding you back. But the thing is, Cap, that is actually your shadow polarity. So low vibrational Capricorn energy is the energy of being indoctrinated into the matrix, into the illusion, into the simulation, so to speak, by way of material, right? So you essentially putting the material world above your connection with the divine. That's how they come for you. So you will feel an increase in all things material trying to hold you back inside your waking life. And every zodiac sign deals with basically having to fight the shadow version of themselves. So simply put, Cap, people will come onto your path trying to bring out the absolute worst in you as a means to keep you stuck. And I know that you all have encountered many people in your life that bring out the absolute worst in you. This is another clear indication that these specific people are not for your highest good. You need to surround yourself with people that encourage you and bring out the absolute best in you. Otherwise, you need to walk it alone until you encounter those individuals. The mission is at stake here. You have a calling, and remember, they will stop at nothing to take you off your path. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. Wow. Strength, Vine, Leo energy. This energy right here wants to get you to suppress the urge to be the best you can possibly be. This energy wants you to be surrounded with self-doubt, whether this is by way of projection from another individual or little seeds of self-doubt they plant into your psyche to get you to self-sabotage. Usually it's a whole collection of things that they put together as a means for you to just give up. This is also an energy of disgrace. Not only do these energies come for you and try to stop you from completing your mission, but they want you to defect as a means for you to be seen as a disgrace. What do we have with the heart? Too many cards. What do we have with the heart? Salos, Two of Cups, forgetting. They want you to forget your path, lose interest. This is also an energy of imbalance and miscommunication. It's just an overall energy of fighting, arguments, which is what we've been picking up. For a lot of you, this is some sort of toxic connection in your life that's holding you back, that needs to be released. I'm getting a lot of ringing in my ears right now. This person can't go with you. For a lot of you, this person's staring right in front of your face. When you pluck this person out of your life, the dam will break. You'll be ushered through this portal into this new timeline. The energy just picked up, Cap, as I'm getting into the outcome for you. I can feel the energy starting to ramp up. I could feel the energy that's been holding you back. It's very strong. Some of you are feeling checkmated by these situations, these dynamics with these individuals. You don't know which way to turn. I just heard you need to surrender to the divine and walk away. However that looks for whoever that message pertains to. And then we have Two of Cups again, fruition. But this is the positive polarity now. This is the negative polarity. So now as we move into the outcome, I feel an energy of alignment, an energy of unification with the divine and your higher self. And this is all a result of you trusting in the divine, reigniting your faith. I'm getting a tremendous amount of pressure in my third eye right now. A lot of you are coming online, awakening. This is happening globally because of what we're seeing take place in the world. We're in a time of great awakening. Four of Wands, Aries energy, Mahasya. God, the Savior, really says it all. This is an energy of celebration. It's also an energy of homecoming, so it's like you coming home back to God, back to the divine, remembering enough of your mission to get going. It's like you're back on path now. You got distracted for a minute, but now you found your way back. We all go through this, Cap. There's no reason to beat yourself up or feel bad. Every single person on this planet that has ever lived goes through this. It's all a part of it. You need to gain this wisdom, but there is a point when you are to move on. There's no more wisdom to be gained. You disconnect from the karmic cycle and get back on path. What do we have at the third eye, please? Two of Wands, Aries energy, Jaleel. The helping God, love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. Whenever I get this card, it looks like an angel that's, been through it. Looks kind of tired, but you're also holding or checking your pulse, rather, right? Looking back, it almost seems like it's unreal. And this is how it feels once you cross through that portal onto that new timeline. You look back at these cycles and you're like, what was I a part of? See, when you're engaged in these cycles, you can't really see just how truly diabolical they are until you step outside the fishbowl, so to speak, and you get a wider perspective and a different vantage point over what you were dealing with. I look back at the cycles that I overcame in my life, and I can't believe that I was in some of them for as long as I was. And most of them have to do with family. See, we find ourselves in these karmic cycles where we're essentially making excuses for those other individuals' horrible behavior. And it's usually family. Just because they're your family, Cap, does not mean that they have a divine calling as well. In fact, chances are not a single one of them has a divine calling. See, it's all a part of the indoctrination. The dark forces know you're coming down here to help recalibrate the collective. So they make sure that you're birthed into these families of demons. They assign those families to try and keep you from waking up to your divine calling. Sadly, most, if not all, of the family members have been meticulously selected. They're actors and actresses playing a part in keeping you asleep. Truman Show kind of energy, which has also been coming up in the readings again lately. What do we have at the crown, please? Four of Cups, Cancer energy to close out the reading at the crown. Melahel. The God deflecting evil. Healing capacity. Protection from weapons. Safety in travel. Cap, there's a whole new direction that the divine has carved out for you. This is your mission, and the divine is calling you right now. You need to answer, Cap. All of you are being brought online and can feel this pull coming from within. You feel something approaching you. It's an energy of judgment. You being called to step into your allocated position, however that may be showing up for you, and you being called to take action in your own individual life. Remember, Cap, the way your life looks right now, what you're dealing with, what you're allowing to go into your mind, the toxicity you may be dealing with, all of this stuff is being accounted for right now, and more of that will come into your life moving forward. So I highly encourage all of you to have a look around. Is there anything that needs to be changed? Because now is the last call. It's time to start making those changes now. There's no more time to waste. Cap, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Cap. Take care.